Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. We are now ready to go. Thank you so much for your patience and your time. We are here to tell you about UC Irvine Transfer Edge. It's a program designed especially for incoming UCI transfer students, and we're thrilled that you are as eager as we are to welcome them to our campus. So first, a few points of housekeeping. In the chat box at the bottom of your screen, there should be a chat that you should see. Take a look around and make sure you can see it. You can ask questions, type them in, send them to us at any point during the presentation. About halfway through, we'll pause for a bit. That way you have time to gather your thoughts. But we will be answering all of your questions at the end of our presentation today, just so we can make sure that we get through everything that we need to. And then lastly, between each of the slides, we're going to pause briefly. That way you can, again, just kind of get your thoughts together, and then we don't move too quickly and leave you behind. So thank you very much and welcome again. And you might be wondering, who is talking right now? So I'm Annalisa Creelfolk. I'm the Special Programs Student Life Manager at UCI Summer Session.
And my name is Oliver Dovelis, one of the Special Program Student Affairs Specialists.
And together we coordinate the student life aspect of UC Irvine Transfer Edge, making sure that all of the workshops, the presentations, the opportunities are there for students to really embrace campus life, really get involved and get a head start in their career here. So what we're going to do today, albeit we have a little bit less time, but we should definitely still have time because our presentation was going to be somewhat shorter. That way there is time to cover any lingering questions. So first we're going to go over the ins and outs of Transfer Edge. What is Transfer Edge? How is it relevant at all? We're also going to share the major benefits of participating in the program. And as someone who did a summer program before coming to a large university, let me tell you, there are a lot of lessons and skills learned by just getting early exposure to university life. So we're going to tackle the benefits of our program specifically for incoming transfer students. And lastly, we'll let you know what students' enrollment processes are going to look like. That way you can be in the know. First, let's watch this video so you can get a bird's eye view of what Transfer Edge is.
Congratulations! You've been accepted to UCI and a new chapter of your life begins now. We know you're ready to hit the ground running, and that's where Transfer Edge comes in. This program will help you maximize your UCI experience. First off, we know you have lots of course requirements. Transfer Edge is a great place to get a head start to help you finish your degree on time and to become familiar with the quick pace of the quarter system. Plus, our Pay for Only 8 fee cap incentive program offered this summer means you can get ahead and save money all at the same time. Second, UCI is a large campus, but this program will make it seem less so. You'll get a chance to learn about UCI's resources and all of the campus's ins and outs, from where the best study spots are to where to grab a quick bite to eat. Before you know it, you'll know this place like the back of your hand. And finally, we know how hard it is to meet new people. Through Transfer Edge, you'll have a chance to flex your networking skills with faculty, researchers, and your fellow peers through all of the program's events, ranging from engaging workshops and presentations to social gatherings. And you'll have a dedicated and friendly staff at Summer Session to help you every step of the way. Sounds pretty good, right? Get an edge on your new chapter at UCI. Enroll in Transfer Edge today. Congratulations!
Perfect. So all in all, this program is a perfect way for students to fully immerse themselves on campus before the fall quarter. Transfer Edge is specifically designed to help students acclimate to the university before the fall quarter. To ensure a smooth transition from community college to UC Irvine, Transfer Edge introduces the different campus resources that help prepare them for the future and on. With the help of an extra quarter, students will be able to think about their next steps towards their future, whether it being involved with research on campus or getting into graduate school or even landing a job after their undergraduate career. Overall, UCI Transfer Edge keeps the transfer population in mind, making sure that our students are offered the best opportunities during their time here. So I know some of you are thinking, what will our students be specifically doing to ensure that smooth transition? Well, first off, they'll be able to take UCI courses early on. This gives them an introduction to UCI academics and earning credit towards their major degree. They'll also be able to participate in summer session events and extracurricular activities. All of our events are a great introduction to the student life on our campus. And lastly, they'll be able to have the option living on campus with other transfer students. This is a great option for our students who haven't experienced living on campus yet. This is also a great way for our transfer students to build a community between themselves.
And students will join us in one of two ways, as you'll see here. We have our Transfer Edge pathway and a Transfer Edge International pathway for, of course, our incoming international transfer students. And the differences between these pathways come down to the program dates and academic course recommendation. So Transfer Edge, you'll see, is available during summer session 1, summer session 2, or the entire summer. Because of the visa process, international transfer students are unable to join during summer session 1, and so they do have the option to join during our summer session 2, which we look forward to. Everyone in the program enrolls in the Transfer Edge seminar. That is Social Sciences 89, which stresses university research. So we really aim to help students better understand the role that research plays in the context of their undergraduate career. This is where the Transfer Edge events calendar comes into play, which Oliver is going to introduce in just a bit. But regarding those events, students must attend a minimum number of events as part of their Social Science 89 grade. For Transfer Edge International students, they enroll in Social Sciences 89, and then we do recommend enrolling in an academic English course for 2 units. And that's just for some extra reading and vocabulary support, which, as you imagine, would be really helpful for writing research papers, just as an example.
Right. So in addition to that mandatory Social Science 89 course, students will be able to enroll into another course towards their major and degree. Depending on which summer session our students decide to partake in, transfer students will be able to enroll up to 20 units. With the help of our Pay for Aid incentive, students will be able to get that edge to the UCI experience and take a wide range of summer courses we have to offer. Also, this is a great way for our students to explore different academic interests of their own. This is another great way for students to think about double majoring and making sure they're taking that all in for their summer here at UCI. Well,
so most students at Transfer Edge will enroll in an additional course, just so everyone is aware. That is very common in addition to the Social Sciences 89 class, just to get ahead, as Oliver was saying, begin engaging with the academic atmosphere, getting a sense of office hours, learning the buildings and the classrooms on campus. In terms of course load and units, most courses are 4 units, but some may be 3 or 2 units. And we'll talk a little bit about cost and fees later and how those units affect that. Make note that international students must be enrolled in at least 6 units over the summer to be considered a full-time student. That's just per their visa, so they have to be then enrolled in at least 4 units beyond the Social Sciences 89 course, which, remember, is a 2-unit course. And now we have a video for you, again, a short video of the students. They're reflecting on their summer coursework and what that felt like.
Even at Channel Islands and in community college, class sizes were like 30, 30, 40, maybe 50 if it's a really, really packed class. Coming over here, jump into a class 400, like what? That's crazy. And so just that, even though it doesn't seem like it's a crazy thing, really like kind of blew my mind, and I knew it blew the mind of other transfer students. They came in, they felt like they couldn't really ask questions, but because I came in during the summer and because I kind of understood how the process was like, it made those classes not as overwhelming. It made it easy for me to walk up to my teachers after if I ever had a question.
I think the biggest issue was the fact that starting with at UCR, I'd taken my lower div classes there, and so I had already gotten an idea of like which professors did I want to take when I went into my upper div classes. While transferring, I basically wiped that clean. The way Transfer Edge helped was the fact that I got to just start testing the waters and seeing like which professors were really the ones I wanted to stick with and keep taking classes under.
Like at community college, we don't have midterms. It's just like tests, either weekly or bi-weekly, and then we have a final. And then here at UCI, we have sometimes just like a midterm and a final, and those 2 things adds up to your grade. When I took the program, it was great to take it because it helped me know these things before my first quarter UCI, and it really helps me feel more at home on campus. It taught me a lot of skills in terms of how to have good study habits, how to navigate the campus environment, how to meet new people, how to grow as a person and as professionally as well.
So a little jittery there. We apologize for that. These are going to be available, these videos, on YouTube, so you can see them nice and clearly, but hopefully you got a sense of all the benefits that these students gained.
Perfect. So other than the academic portion of Transfer Edge, students will be able to participate in our social events. As much as academics plays a huge part to our program, we also offer a plethora of events for students to socialize in. This could be in the form of study groups with their different classmates they meet throughout the summer, or even participating in events that help students explore the different campus resources. Last year, for example, one of our student mentors conducted a field trip around the different campus departments and introduced our students to the Transfer Center and even the Cross-Cultural Center. It's at these type of events where our students really make connections to the campus and see what they can utilize during the school year. And lastly, all these events encourage our students to network and build relationships with current transfer students in the program. Again, it's that sense of community building that'll lead to a great support group for our transfer students in the fall.
And a good way to get involved in those social events and other events really is to immerse oneself in campus life. So we do promote living on campus during the summertime. That is an option with Transfer Edge during all of our summer sessions. Students get the dorm experience. They'll live with other incoming transfer students in the program. And participating in events truly is much more convenient, and the campus begins to feel a whole lot smaller. Although it is noteworthy that most Transfer Edge participants will commute. Folks are working, or they live nearby, or they want to save money, and we definitely get it. We get it. So we'll have events that we are planning especially for our commuter students in mind. We'll also be introducing everyone to the commuter or out-of-area program that's coordinated by UCI's very own Transfer Center.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sounds good.
We have a lot being planned. So we've talked about a couple different ways that Transfer Edge will set students up to make connections with the campus. And the Inside UCI series is another way that happens, and it really takes things a step further that we want to show you today. We want to make sure that students are really understanding the legacy of academic research at UCI, and students will be front and center hearing from these researchers about their current projects. And not only that, they'll hear from researchers and experts in different fields, not just related to the student's major. Just as important as hearing about current research, students are going to learn why professors got into their field and what motivates them and motivated them throughout their career. I think Inside UCI is probably my favorite part of summer.
I would say too.
Yeah, so we thought, though, that you would probably like to hear from our previous presenters more than us, perhaps. So let's check out this short video, if you want to prep your computers, about the Inside UCI series through summer session.
I think the Inside UCI series is really unique because it gives us an opportunity to speak to the students and to provide them a little bit of an in-depth look into what things are like here at UCI, to encourage them to participate in research and to engage with the faculty and the graduate students who are here.
We're creating bridges between different schools, and I think that's critical because we are not independent of one another, to incorporate and to work with and create a more dynamic relationship between the schools I think is really important. And the first step, I think, would be to let students know what this is.
I think a lot of times we as educators pigeonhole students too into one track, but this gives them the ability to say okay, well my interests are, maybe it is music, but how can I use music as a healing tool? Right? So I think it gives an opportunity to open up a conversation for the students to start thinking more broadly about things that maybe they like and how can they make a career out of that.
This is a really unique opportunity for faculty to start to change the student body of our university. Students at this level only hear from faculty in a classroom setting. They only hear about kind of the mundane aspects of the fields. They don't hear about the cutting edge. Exposing students to the cutting edge early on, telling them here's where the frontiers are, is incredibly important for a research university like UC Irvine. We need to tell students that there is a frontier, that there's a frontier that we are rolling back, and you have to join us at that frontier.
Perfect.
Yes. We love our Inside UCI speakers. And if you go to our website now, actually, you can look under the calendars and see the 2017 presenters we have so far on board. So check that out in your spare time. A few other examples include Erwin Chemerinsky, our founding dean of the UC Irvine Law School. He has invited students into the moot courtroom, which is a lot of fun for those majoring in political science, as you can imagine. But these presentations are open to all majors. So folks from the arts, from the physical sciences, engineering, humanities, and others can explore a career in law and hear from the best of the best, really.
Another hallmark presenter we have during the summer is Pamela Marsden, who works as a property supervisor at UCI's drama department. Believe it or not, she was also once a transfer student. During her Inside UCI presentation, she takes students on an arts tour, giving them a behind-the-scenes look of what the props in the drama department, the drama department uses. I had a chance to participate in the tour last year, and let me tell you, from someone who didn't major in the arts, I thought this was pretty amazing. Like mentioned in the video, Inside UCI is a great way for students to get an introduction to that interdisciplinary education. This is another outlet for our students to see what other academic departments are doing on campus.
And then our last example for you, who was also in the video we just showed, is Dr. Kelly Sharp. She's a professor of dance science, so an excellent model of interdisciplinary work. She fuses the field of dance with medicine and involves students in a really unique way in her presentation. And she definitely walks students through the twists and turns of her life journey to the work that she does now. So tons of fun to be had with our Inside UCI presentations, those workshops, those lab tours, and more. And all of these events are opportunities to get to know the UCI faculty, the researchers, and the field experts. And for incoming transfer students, they are perfect networking opportunities. And we have had students go on to join research projects after learning about them during the summertime.
Right. So in addition to getting that introduction in the faculties on our the different faculty and professors on our campus, we do offer another workshop series called Collegiate Life. Our Collegiate Life series is a collaborated effort from different campus departments to provide workshops to our students. For example, students will be able to participate in Career Center workshop that teaches our students different interview skills and how to build their resume. They also have a chance through the Career Center to have that opportunity to be part of a networking workshop where they'll be able to talk to current employers about landing an internship at their company. In addition to that, we also have LARC, which is our academic tutoring center on campus. They host a workshop about top study tips and study skills to help students prepare for midterms and final exams. And lastly, since we are a research university, students will get a chance to hear about student research from our UROP panel. UROP stands for the Undergraduate Research Opportunity Program on campus. It allows our students to attain a research opportunity with with our various professors on campus.
So we've learned a lot about our social events planned by just across our many different fields here at UCI, and we really want you to know all about our mentors, who are a big part of creating the environment for this summer.
Yeah, our mentors are a huge part to making extra events for our students to participate in. Our current mentors are all current UCI students who are highly involved in different campus organizations who are involved in different organizations on campus. They'll be able to show you the ins and outs of UC Irvine. Also, some of them are past participants of the program, so they kind of have that summer under their belt, and they'll be able to tell you some hints throughout your Transfer Edge experience. Throughout the summer, our mentors are here to help guide our students throughout the campus. They'll be creating events for the students to participate in, and these events can range from purely being academic or even social. One of my favorite events from this last summer was our Mentors Cutting Edge Challenge. One of our student mentors thought it would be a great idea to host a cooking challenge and teach our students how to cook a nutritious meal while being frugal with purchasing groceries. Honestly, I thought this was the best event of the summer, only because we got to see our students go into the dorms, cook on a full meal in the dorm kitchens, and let us eat it for us to judge. So we're hoping to bring it back for this upcoming summer. And overall, all our events here are here to provide transfer students an early exposure to research and resources.
Yes, so we have a lot going on, and we've got one more short video for you to check out because it's much better said by the students themselves than by us.
It was really easy to meet up with people because everyone, I think, the Transfer Edge comes in with that mindset that they're new to the campus, and so they're looking for people to be able to spend time with and like have a shared experience with. And so basically that's where it came down to. It was like I was close to the campus, everyone was pretty willing to come out and spend time with each other. What I enjoyed the most was when they did places to study and eat, because that was the one that was the most casual, but also the one that I think a lot of people really wanted to do. Because like it let us see the campus, it let us know where the food is, and let us to know where the study spots were.
Mentor events that really stuck out to me were the improv day. I never really acted or done anything like that before, and so kind of to put myself in a position where I'm talking to a bunch of people in like a weird way that I haven't really met before was fun. But then also I also got to like meet students from the art school. I got to meet some freshman students, and I also got to meet international students, like all in like one kind of big area.
All right, and we love seeing Ben. He now works in our office as one of our fantastic general assistants, so students may be able to walk in and see him and talk to him about his past experiences. Unfortunately, we have a lot of past students hanging around just because we've been happy to build a really great community here. So you might be wondering, what is next? Where do students go from here after we've presented this information to them? And we know there are lots of boxes for your students to be checking off on their to-do list. So I'll briefly go over what students would need to do sooner than later to get set for the summer. That way they have a smoother fall, which is our end goal, a smooth fall transition. So first and foremost, students need to have submitted their statement of intent to register. If they aren't coming to UCI in the fall, this isn't quite the program for them. But once that SAR is submitted, students can look at our website right away and see what courses we offer and make their course selections. For those students who would like to apply for summer financial aid, that is definitely a possibility, which Oliver is going to go over in a bit here. And then all that's left is to submit that enrollment form, the paper enrollment form. That can be downloaded from our Transfer Edge website very, very soon, likely in the next week, which then can be submitted in person or by mail. And just on a side note, we love meeting our students before the summertime, so feel free to send them our way into the office, but certainly by mail so we can get students registered and set up. Now let's take a quick look at the cost and the fees for the program and how that breaks down. It's really going to depend on the courses that students select. But in general, here we go. All students pay a non-refundable campus fee of $175 to enroll in the program. And from there, students calculate their course fees by multiplying the number of units they are enrolled in times that $273 per unit fee. And then don't forget that housing option is available at an additional cost for summer session 1, summer session 2, and then you can see, of course, students can have summer housing for the full summer with us. This summer, we do have that pay for only 8 fee incentive, which can be beneficial, especially for students taking summer session 1 and summer session 2. And if you haven't heard of it yet, this next short video, very short video, will provide an overview to really break things down.
Wondering how pay for only 8 works? Let's walk through it together. This summer, if you are a UC student, you have the chance to take more classes for less. Just enroll in 8 units and pay the regular course and campus fees. Courses can be taken on campus or online. This could be during session 1, session 2, or across the entire summer. Then, if you take any courses in addition to those 8 units, you will not be required to pay any additional course fees. So for example, let's say you take 8 units of courses during session 1. You can then take 8 more units during session 2, and you won't have to pay any course fees for those units. Simple, right? Make sure to take advantage.
I love Pay for 8. I used it as an undergrad myself, and I was able to graduate early and double major. So.
Lucky you.
Right.
I would have used it. Take advantage.
Of course. So, like Annalisa said, our Pay for 8 program is a really great incentive for our students to think ahead and take advantage of taking more courses before the school year begins. Like mentioned earlier, this is another outlet for our students to look into additional courses to possibly double major in. So I know some of you are thinking about how will our students be able to pay for the summer? And like mentioned earlier, we're glad to let you know that financial aid is available for your students. In order for students to use financial aid, they would have to complete these 2 steps by May 31st. First, and I'm sure they've already done this, but to make sure, students must complete their 2016-2017 FAFSA. This is completely different from the 2017-2018 FAFSA application students completed for the fall of 2017. I know a lot of numbers are throwing at you and all the years, so it might get a little bit confusing. But after submitting that form, they'll be able to log into a UCI financial aid portal and submit a 2017 UCI summer financial aid application. After completing those 2 steps, students should get notified about which loans, scholarships, or grants they could use to pay for the summer. For more information, feel free to look at the link down there for how to enroll in summer aid at summer.uci.edu/transfer, or you're more than welcome to visit the UCI Office of Financial Aid as well.
All right, so now let's talk about when it all happens and how it all happens. For financial aid and transfer edge housing, those are the earlier deadlines to pay attention to. And also for international transfer students, they have an early deadline just to ensure that their I-20 is processed in a timely manner and that we're speaking with the International Center here at UC Irvine. Financial aid kicks things off with a May 31st deadline, as you can see, and then the transfer edge enrollment form is due June 9th for those session 1 folks and the full summer enrollees. But if a student wants summer housing, then their enrollment must be turned in no later than May 26th. So for the summer session 2, the enrollment deadline is July 21st or June 30th if a student would like transfer edge housing. For transfer edge international students, the deadline, so make an important note there, star that, is June 16th for their enrollment in summer session 2, because recall that summer session 1 isn't unfortunately an option for those international transfer edge students. You can see our program dates below just so you can get a better sense of when things lay out for courses. June 25th through August 4th is for our summer session 1 program and classes. June 25th through September 14th is for our full summer. And August 5th through September 14th for our summer session 2 classes and transfer edge program participants. That's basically how all of the magic happens here at summer session and with transfer edge. Before we open things up for questions, because we're already there, we're already at that point, please make note that we'll have an open house on May 9th for students to meet our staff and our mentors and learn more about transfer edge, and even to get a sneak peek of some of the campus partners that we work with in their workshops. The recording of the session also will be shared online with everyone, so we'll make sure that you get that, not to worry.
Perfect. So we are going to the Q&A portion to answer any questions that all of you might have had during the presentation. Just a friendly reminder, please use the chat function below on the bottom of your screen to input any additional questions you may have. So, any questions, anybody?
Kind of a unique question that might apply to some of your transfer students who maybe have families, maybe they are in a partnership, they're married, and housing, how does that work? So we definitely recommend that you reach out to the Housing Administrative Services Office. It's basically just a big long name for our main UCI housing office. It's just housing.uci.edu, and they can support especially with those needs.
Awesome. I see that we do have our first question from Anju, and she's asking if students can opt out to the Social Science 89 class.
they cannot opt out of Social Sciences 89. And why? I ask, why would you? Why would you want to opt out of that class? That's really the true benefit of Transfer Edge. That is the program. That is the access to the program events. Recall that part of Social Sciences 89 is that built-in experience with the events and the activities and the networking opportunities that is built into your Social Sciences 89 course. And so by attending those events, hopefully asking some questions, learning about getting involved on campus, maybe starting to make those connections with faculty, you're actually getting 2 units out of it. So it is very much, it is the whole experience of Transfer Edge. We do have another question here. Is Inside UCI offered during the fall, winter, or spring quarters?
Honestly, I wish it was. If summer session had the chance to cover all 3 of those quarters, that would be great. But unfortunately not. Inside UCI is only specifically for our Summer Edge students. And this is only the reason because our professors are busy during the school year. And during the summer, they're a little bit more relaxed and they're able to create these presentations and make that connection with you just to talk about their academia and how they got involved in research. So if you are interested in the Inside UCI series, I highly recommend you doing this program, especially if you're an incoming student. Unfortunately, continuing students won't get that option, but don't be too sad about that. You do have the opportunity to talk to professors by emailing them or even contacting them through office hours.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. And then another question. So can all students participate in the Transfer Edge events, or are these exclusive to the program?
Good question.
That's a great question. So the summer session office is host to several different programs during the summertime. We have a sister program for incoming freshmen. They're enrolled in a different core course. We also have a program for visiting international students who are taking the UCI summer session courses over the summertime. I think that goes without saying. And they are also invited to just some of these Inside UCI events. However, there are Transfer Edge specific events. So we learned a little bit about the mentors here today. Those mentors are specifically geared towards supporting our Transfer Edge program participants. So they will create events especially for this population of students and with them in mind.
I will tell you though, summer session does have events for our whole summer school when students are here during the summer at UCI. For instance, we have our annual Sunset Festival and our second annual night market that our marketing team at UCI summer session holds. So these are full-on events that any students who are taking summer courses get to partake in. And these events are really fun. You get to mingle and talk to students, see what the incoming students are like, and get to see them as well as they participate in those summer events. And so I do see we have another question here. It's how does the Transfer Edge program help students who are interested in graduate school?
The Transfer Edge program is allowing students to sort of get connected, as we say. We like to use the word connected a lot because it makes a big difference. Get connected with opportunities early on during the summertime. Learn about research. A big bulk of time is spent by new students during their first year learning about how to access and how to actually get the most out of these opportunities. But with Transfer Edge, students are getting a head start. They're already talking to faculty who they might be able to work with, who they might be able to get internships with. And these are all leg ups towards graduate school, things for the resume. So in that way, they're very much able to start looking ahead towards graduate school. Also, oftentimes the Career Center, remember those Collegiate Life workshops, we have partnerships with the Career Center and also Student Support Services, another office on our campus. And they tend to host different workshops and presentations specifically geared towards graduate school and helping students understand what they should be looking for and how to go through that whole graduate school process. We have a kind of a fun one here, so yay, we can take a little bit of a break. What do students do about food during the summer? Are there meal plans available? Sustenance is an important question.
Yes, and to answer the first part of the question, food is available during the summer for our students, and going further with that, meal plans are available through our dining services here on campus. So students will be able to go to dining.uci.edu and look at the different meal plans that are offered for a student to take and buy. Unfortunately, they're not free food, so you would have to purchase that meal plan, and it is quite a bit, not too bad actually, I would say.
Yeah, and fortunately they're fairly flexible. So you can kind of pick based on how many meals that you eat a day, how often you think you might be eating on campus, and gear that towards your sort of lifestyle. So you can take a look at their website probably in early June and see what kinds of meal plans they have offered.
Right, and rest assured, we do have our University Town Center across campus, and it has a lot of eating options for our students to take advantage of. We have Chipotle, I know there's a Chick-fil-A and an In-N-Out Burger, so if any of those interest you, there is food available to you across campus and they're easily accessible.
Yes, and Arroyo Vista does host kitchens, so that is quite the pastime for students, is cooking together in those kitchens. Albertsons is just a skip and a hop away from Arroyo Vista housing, so that's a pretty common pastime for students, is to buy their groceries together and cook meals on a daily basis. Right. Okay, and our next question, what is the recommended course load for transfer students? Is it realistic for them to take 20 units over the entire summer to take full advantage of the Pay for Only 8 incentive?
This is a great question. I know a lot of our transfer students want to take advantage of those courses, but we highly recommend our students for their first summer session here, if they're deciding to take the full summer, to enroll in up to 6 units. 6 units is about equivalent to a full-time student here during the school year. So when they do take those 6 units, they get introduced to their first 4 units would be an academic course they're choosing. It could be an elective or anything that goes towards their major. This is kind of them testing the waters of seeing how UCI academics is. That is going along with their 2-unit Transfer Edge course, which is a Social Science 89 course. Like Annalisa mentioned, it's an introduction to how to get research started or how to look into making proposals throughout the school for research throughout the school year. And then this is when summer session 2 comes in. Our students are feeling a bit more energized and they feel comfortable about taking more courses and units. So this is when students would want to take up to 10 for the full unit cap, or even up to 8 units. So all in all, this is about adding up to 14 units throughout the whole summer. We do, if students want to pursue the full 20 throughout the whole summer, they would have to talk to their academic counselor here at UCI to see if that's something they would be able to do.
Yes.
Perfect. And I see another question here. It says, is it possible for students to work during summer while participating in the program?
Well, anything is possible. We will say that. But is it recommended? It's all very relative. So keep in mind, Oliver said this a few times, most of our students enrolling in the 6 units, they're at the full-time student status. So if students are just experiencing the quarter system for the first time, that's something to take into account. But it's completely normal and acceptable to be, of course, working during the summertime. That's something that I think a lot of students do. They're working nearby the campus. It's just something to take into consideration when really organizing oneself for the summertime, is to think about how many courses you're taking, thinking about your commute, your time to campus, thinking that you are going to need to attend, remember, a minimum number of events outside of the class time. Those don't happen during the class time, those events, outside of your Social Sciences 89 class, and thinking about how that's going to impact your schedule. So next question, is the open house that we mentioned just for students, or can administrators stop by as well?
Administrators are more than welcome to stop by. This will be more of a student-geared event, though. We will introduce them to Transfer Edge, give them a small spiel about what we have here to offer for them during the summer, and we're also going to bring them around campus and show them the different campus partners we work with. So that would be the Career Center or the Undergraduate Research Opportunity Program office here on campus. This way, students will get a first-hand look of what it actually looks like, and our past mentors will be able to have a small speech about how that really affected them and their time in the program. So if you are an administrator and just wants a feel of what summer looks like as well, you're more than welcome to stop by.
Ta-da!
Well, it looks like that wraps all the Q&As that we had from our participants in the webinar. Thank you for that.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. Any last questions? We'll pause for 5 seconds. Okay. Well, thanks everyone again so much from UCI Summer Session and Transfer Edge. We will be at the new Anteater welcome for transfer students. So we hope to see some of your students there. And then if any of you are planning on coming to our Transfer Edge open house on May 9th, that would be wonderful. We would be very pleased to meet you. And as I said, we'll be introducing students to the mentors, our staff here, and walking them through the enrollment form, and also introducing them even to some of our campus partners who are going to be available that day. So thank you again, and have a wonderful day. And let us know if you have any questions at all.
Yay! Zot, zot, zot!
Yay!
Yay.